All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Rebecca Beckley, and I'm doing my advanced policy presentation on an agency that I've worked with for a while. I'm focusing on Lutheran Social Services of Illinois. The function and purpose of LSSI for short is that they provide critical programs for Illinois residents. This includes behavioral health services, child welfare services, senior services, developmental disability services, homelessness prevention, as well as refugee and immigrant services. So their clientele involves many different individuals from family, foster children, seniors, people struggling with substance abuse, developmental disabilities, as well as mental health. I'm going to be primarily focusing for this presentation on the foster care aspect of LSSI, as the location I am at focuses on child welfare. The organization's mission statement is responding to the gospel. LSSI brings healing, justice, and wholeness to people and communities. They partner with a lot of Lutheran churches as well, who provide many different services and gifts to our foster children. Looking at history of LSSI as an organization, they were established in 1867 and started as an orphanage in Berlin, Illinois, which is now Swedona. They created homes for children who were orphaned due to a cholera epidemic and expanded throughout Illinois to help abused and neglected children. So they started as child welfare and then branched out to older adults in 1906 when the Illinois Conference of the Augustana Synod established the Salem Home for the Aged in Joliet. These were all combined with many church-based programs, and it eventually led to the formation of Illinois Lutheran Welfare Association when they combined, which was changed later to Lutheran Social Services in 1979. For organization, they are a top-down, more traditional model where power and decision-making occurs at the top and then trickles down. So looking at my agency as a location, LSI Aurora, we have our program director, our executive director, who manages a supervisor, so the therapy supervisor, several case management supervisors, as well as a licensing supervisor, who all manage their own caseworkers and their own clinicians as well, and recruiters. Here is a visual of the organization chart of the company, kind of more at the top. We have a CEO who manages CIO, CFO, etc., who also manage the different directors of each program, such as the behavioral health program, child welfare program, all of the above. For financials, in looking at LSSI's IRS Form 990s from recent years, their income and revenue overall has increased over time. In 2019, LSSI had a total revenue of $69.3 million, which climbed to $97.6 in 2022. Their highest overall expense is paying out their employees for their salaries and employee benefits. And then subtracting the company's expenses from their revenue, LSSI did lose money during the 2022 financial year. They lost about $1.8 million. However, in the year before, they made $11.9 million and had a surplus. So this just shows, that they do fluctuate financially, which is common for a nonprofit, as they do get a lot of their revenue and income from grants and contributions, which change each year. I think this company could improve upon their financials by striving more to break even each year. And this could be worked on by just tweaking employee salaries in general, especially near the bottom with the employees who work one-on-one with clients, maybe putting that surplus towards their pay, and even trying to get more maintained grants and contributions as well. For program evaluation, the LSSI has many different activities that they measure for outcomes in this organization. They have immediate outcomes such as a desire to increase access to social services, as well as to increase knowledge and skills among staff. They have a more desired intermediate outcomes, which is to enhance community awareness and support for social issues and improve the well-being and quality of life for clients and their families. And then more long-term outcomes such as reducing, all these social problems throughout communities in general, as well as strengthen these communities by developing stronger families and improving overall quality of life for individuals across Illinois. To, evaluate the program's responsibility of meeting these outcomes, they have many different forms of data collection. They have yearly surveys in the child welfare programs that they send out to foster parents as well as bio parents whose children are youth in care, just to get anonymous reviews of the company. They also have benchmarks that they must hit to get funding. They can compare these benchmarks and the numbers just to see how they compare to previous years. And these benchmarks tend to be communication with the bio parents as well as how often they're visiting the homes of the foster children. And then qualitatively, the agency evaluates their outcomes by observing their clients day to day and seeing their functioning either improve or not. As for internal and external stakeholder input, as a nonprofit government-funded agency, LSSI does receive a lot of input from external organizations. Often a barrier for success for LSSI is their budget and funding. Oftentimes, they're not able to hire enough individuals, such as caseworkers and therapists, which can lead to a struggle to get clients the support that they need and services. Looking more at my identified human right or need, I decided to focus on the lack of residential placement and beds for children in the foster care program. Kids who are needing residential treatment for their mental health are often stuck in hospitals or in offices, which can lead to additional trauma. This can strain the agency as well, as they are helpless in these situations, and it can lead to these children sleeping in the office where they need much different help. And this just violates the rights of foster children and also perpetuates a cycle of trauma and instability by making it challenging them to transition back to foster home placements. These kids are deprived of fundamental rights as children and as humans, such as education, outdoor activities, fresh air, a nurturing environment, and it is not conducive to their growth and development. For my current policy evaluation, I decided to focus on a program that is implemented in many private agencies, which is treatment foster care, therapeutic foster care. I'm going to shorten and call it TFC. So TFC involves placing children who have undergone significant trauma and are struggling with these behavioral emotional challenges and places them in a therapeutic foster home, a family-based treatment home. And they have things tailored to each child's needs, and it's a short-term intensive support that is aimed at helping the children thrive within a family environment. And then the therapeutic foster parents, the TFC foster parents, play a crucial role in this program. They are what keeps it running. Recruiting TFC foster parents is very challenging. It's because this program necessitates intense care and redirection, and it makes being a therapeutic foster parent a full-time job, even with all the care and support that they have from staff. This policy, TFC is implemented through DCFS and they oversee it and fund it. DCFS ensures compliance with policies and also manages the agency's licensure. So this ensures that each TFC program looks the same at any private organization you go to. It establishes TFC contracts that outline specific expectations, and it mandates the foster parent training for the therapeutic foster care program. My policy recommendation for TFC is more to focus on the foster parents and retention for them, because unlike traditional foster parenting, they are tasked with providing very intense support to children 24/7. It's essential to recognize that foster parents themselves, I think they may require support and guidance in practicing self-care. I think it could help to implement training programs or offer individual and group therapy sessions for the TFC foster parents to help them manage the challenges of their role and even their day-to-day personal lives. I think introducing the option for relatives as well to become licensed as TFC homes for their child could significantly enhance retention rates in these programs. This would ensure access to essential resources and support services and continues to foster a sense of family stability and continuity for the child. To advocate for this, I think proposing it to the parents themselves, the foster parents themselves, and going directly to them and engaging them in the process of advocating for their own needs would be the right way to go. This ensures that the change is tailored to the specific needs of these foster parents and what they think would help them best and what needs to be changed. This strategy may face challenges as it could because of the limited availability of the TFC foster parents and high turnover rates within this population as well. Thank you guys. These are my references. I have 2 slides of references here. Many of them were pulled from my assignments. Thank you.